Hey guys. Okay, so we're back for another video coming to you, from a van sitting outside of somewhere waiting for kids. Always waiting for kids. Still having trouble with the videos that I already recorded. So, I've got one last ditch thing I'm going to try tomorrow. I'm not going to have a ton of time, so hopefully that just works, because if it doesn't, I'm just going to chalk that up to, like, those videos are a loss. They're gone. And I do have some older videos that I did upload and never published. So I may start making those public, just to have something, and why not? So for tonight, what will I talk about tonight? Okay, let's talk about kind of the excuse me, the way that, like, the motivation, the ideas, the inspiration behind the kind of the change up, the new direction. I'd mentioned previously, this was always intended to be a family project, and then it just kind of fell along the way. It just really, I never, I was always so there were a lot of periods of time where I was trying really hard to be what I thought I should be, instead of what I am, or instead of who I am. I wasn't true to myself by any stretch of the imagination. I just thought that if I did these certain things and acted a certain way, then I would have the community and the connections and the friendships and the relationships that I wanted. And that failed spectacularly. I mean, it was a really kind of rough experience to go through. I'm grateful for it, because I learned that I really just have to, even if people can't accept me as living my authentic, true life, but at least then I'm living, an authentic, true life, then at least I can be happy in that knowledge and secure in that knowledge, versus being this completely fake person who absolutely despises everything I'm doing, but is doing it because I'm trying to have those connections and have people in my life. And so then you have, like, nothing. So it really was a few years of just really trying to figure out that I really have to be true to myself and honest and authentic, and just I know that not everyone feels that way, and for some people the friendships and relationships and connections come easy. I don't know, I seem to have a rough time with it. Not so much with initially, like, with meeting people. It's just that people tend to not want to stay around once they get to know me. So, maybe I need to change my soap or something. I don't know. It is what it is. I'd like to know why. I would like to figure it out, and I do need to figure that out, because I do say, if I want people in my life, I've got to figure out how to keep them, I suppose. But I also figure people, when you first meet people, it's a new thing, and the walls are up, and the new is still there. And once you start to peel that away and the veneer wears off, and it's not a new thing anymore, and people start to let their guard down and let the walls down and become vulnerable, and the chemistry isn't always there. Usually I can tell. I just kind of, and I think that's my thing, I can tell when it's not going to work out, whether that's a business relationship, a friendship, you know, anything, but I like, so I want friends so badly that I'm just kind of like, no, it's fine. No, this is, you know, I'm getting all the red flags, but no, it's okay. We'll still be friends. And not necessarily red flags, just when you can tell the chemistry is not there and it's not going to work out. And, you know, anyhow, so I'm going to be changing, you know, I want this to be what I always envisioned it. And, you know, when my husband and I talked about it so many years ago. And so, you know, if you go, like, when you go to my Facebook page, first off, there's no core, like, if you were to look at my Facebook page and then look at my Twitter and then look at my Instagram, and you're just kind of like, it looks like it's all run by different people, and it's not. So I want to get, and that's why I was like, I need to focus, because I looked at it really objectively and was like, this is kind of a hot ass mess. I used the Twitter more for, like, that really became where I would post the most political stuff. And I really wasn't worried about how polarizing it was, so much as on my Facebook and especially my Instagram. So I'm not, you know, and it's not like I'm not taking anything down or anything like that, you know, and for a while, even initially, that was just like a private page, because if you go way back, you can just see, like, the post from when my second kid was born, and I was like, oh, I'm holding my baby and waiting on a Sonic drink or something. Like, it's very, you know, but there's no, you know, they're just very scattered, and I want to really, like, align them up, have them fit each other and go along with that. And then, you know, when you go to my Facebook page and you look at the about me and the description and stuff like that, and then you look at the content of the page, that doesn't really seem to match up either, which the about me and all of that stuff, that's where we're at. That's who we are. That's what we're about. You know, and I talked to several people about that before I changed that to what it is now, and they all loved it. They all really were like, wow, that's what we need. And I just really didn't pursue that. I think I got scared and really shrunk down because, like, what if it worked? I don't know. I got really, like, I just couldn't, I don't know. There was some kind of disconnect where I felt like that was authentically what I wanted to do. But, you know, just things hold you back and it gets ridiculous. So, the big focus now is, and we are, my husband and I are working on another channel together that's going to start in January. And you'll notice some common themes sort of between this one and the next one. But the next one is just us. It's not like a whole, it's not going to include stuff about kids, really, not at first especially, but it's going to be just us. And the but the big thing here is that, and because I always talk about feeding the right wolf, and what, I forget what, you know, but it's basically the story about, you know, the two wolves that live inside you. And so I want to help people feed the right one, nurture the right one, you know, focus on the person that you are and that you want to, you know, kindness and compassion and forgiveness and self-love and, you know, just all the good things. And then, you know, initially I talk about like homeschooling and things like that, and that's not going to be so much a focus anymore because we're really, I mean, y'all, homeschooling is not working out. And in Texas, there's really not a lot of requirements to homeschool. So I could say it's going great, because you don't have to teach your kids crap. In Texas, you don't. You can homeschool them for, you know, from kindergarten through 12th grade and have them come out of it knowing absolutely nothing, and you're fine, because you don't have to. It's Texas. But also, like, they need a break from their mom, and their mom needs a break from them. Like, they want to, you know, the reasons we had good reasons for every time we've homeschooled, we've had good reasons, and every time we allow them to kind of make the choice to go back to school, we have good reasons for that. And so we've decided that, you know, instead of a homeschooling family, we're probably more of like a hybrid schooling family. That's what will work for us, is so the kids can actually have that structure, but also the flexibility and the support and the you know, decompression time they need away from people. And then you know, I talk a lot about, like, oh, how much I want to live in Canada and how much I want to live in New Zealand. And, you know, we're actively pursuing that. It just takes time. We're a large family, and one of our kids is about to be 15. So we're trying to figure, you know, when you're trying to move as a family and you want to take your whole family, and you want to take, you know, you're kind of like, well, I need to go while all my kids are still minors, so then it's not a separate thing. So it takes time and planning and, you know, things like that. So in the meantime, it's like, where do we go in the US until we can immigrate? But we do talk a lot about that. So there will be a lot of talk about that. And especially, you know, if that's valuable to any large families that are trying to immigrate, not just out of the US, but I mean, anywhere, I think there's some information that could be generally helpful. Because, and all of this is just to help people live, you know, fuller and more authentic lives. Like, and that's what it's about, is, you know, whatever that looks like for you, you just have to pursue that, for your highest good, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody else and everybody involved is consenting, then, you know, whether it's, you know, a job, a partnership, you know, whatever, as long as everybody's good, then everybody's good, you know, do no harm but take no shit. Your freedom ends where another person's begins, whatever, I don't know, whatever that goes. But yeah, I'm really, like, and it's still scary. I still have reservations because, you know, it can be hard to put yourself out there like that. But I also know that I'm gonna regret the hell out of it if I don't. And especially when you look at, like, I look at how much time has passed, and I think of how much I could have done and accomplished and helped people if we just started really, you know, just pulling the trigger on this when we first started kicking the idea around. Especially because YouTube was still kind of a baby back then, so things could look way different. But lesson learned, you know, strike while the iron's hot. But so yeah, so there's that. And that's really all I have to say for tonight. I'm gonna have, of course, another video up for you guys tomorrow. And if I cannot get any of these other videos to upload or to work, then I will just go ahead and start publishing some of my older videos. Just, you know, I didn't publish them because I thought I looked kind of like a dork, but whatever. So I'm a dork. Everybody already knows I'm a dork, so it's okay. So I'm gonna go for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.